And welcome to the second game two of our back-to-back here, the doubleheader in Crandall University in Moncton, New Brunswick. Today's ACAA action on ACAA TV. I'm Dave Tingley joining you. Game one had the King's College Blue Devils ladies team come out on top in a 60-45 final, and welcome to game two here. The guys match up the 1-7 Kings Blue Devils against the 5-3 and nationally ranked Crandall Chargers. Crandall down a player, Sasha Gauthier with an injury. Not sure for exactly how long, but that's going to be a storyline to cover. He's their guy that runs the show for them. He's key defensively, and, Coach Todd McKillop likes to go, 7-8 deep most games. He's going to have to dip into some depth a little bit somewhere along the way if he's hurt for any period of time, but good start. French wins the tip to Curtis, and here we go. Devon Glenn, Tyree Cooper. French rolling hard, he gets it. Nice cut. Gabe Cormier up and in, solid cut from Cormier. 2 points for Crandall. Up 2-love. Kings Blue Devils now. And Kings fans, as I said at the start of the girls' game, I've watched your team for sure on ACAA TV. Haven't called them live. Sometimes it's tough to get the numbers down real quick when you haven't called them live before, so bear with me as I get through the names. I'm going to misname somebody once or twice there along the way, probably. Brendan Morris with the miss there. It comes back down to the Chargers, up 2-0, 9:08 clock running first quarter. Curtis with a pull-up, side rims it. Rebound by Ethan Merlin, the fourth-year shooting guard from Sydney. He's going to run the show up top. And the three at the top from Andreas Clayton. Missed, and another miss on the follow by Morris. And then he hits James French on the rebound. So it's a balanced scoring from this UKC squad that averages about 77 points a game. Morris is the leading scorer, just over 12. Caleb Rennie, just over 11. And Andreas Clayton and Zav Buckley just about right on 10 points a game. Xavier Buckley. So a long three there from Cormier. He can make that shot. Side rim that one. Back the other way. It's Andreas Clayton. That's Corson O'Rourke setting the screen there for Morris. O'Rourke loses it. Glenn up to Tyree Cooper. That had a handoff to Morris. Well played there by Cormier. Nothing going. Pardon me, that wasn't Morris. This is Morris here for three. Excuse me, fans. Well done there by Morris off the bounce. One hard dribble, and he knocked it down. It was Merlin over there swinging the ball that I gave the misnomer to. My apologies to the Merlin family and friends and descendants. That's Devon Glenn. Ooh, boy. He's sharp for three. 12-5 Crandall. At one point this year, that three-point percentage of Glenn's was up over 70. He's dropped to a mere 50 from three-point range. He's in a real slump. But, boy, there's an answer from Andreas Clayton. He's only a 27% shooter from there, so that's a bonus. He's been a guy that's been in and out of the program a little bit just because of the COVID stuff and where he's from. He decided to come and go a little bit from Kings, but he's back at Kings, and they're happy to have him. Coach Luke Stevenson was saying before the game they wish they'd had him the whole time. Oh, and a nice kiss off the glass from Morris. Brings the lead down to 2. That was pretty stuff. That was a difficult finish on the run right-handed. Devon Glenn wants it, and he gets it. He's got Clayton in his pocket. Screen roll now. That a little bit of a mismatch. Clayton now having to guard French, but French gives it up to Curtis. Curtis, he's short for three. Hasn't gotten in a rhythm yet as Mr. Curtis. So that's where they're going to miss a little bit. Sasha Gauthier, not necessarily a prototypical pure pass-first point guard, but he did a super job getting them into their stuff. They don't want, not that they don't want Devon Glenn playing much point, but he is Much more effective off the ball. Much more effective to Crandall. Much more valuable to Crandall off the ball. So that's why we've got Tyree Cooper here in the starting lineup. It's Andreas Clayton. He's going to go to the line with a chance to tie the game here. So in Gautier, they lose a guy who was averaging about 8 points a game and 4 rebounds, and was a 36% three-point shooter, which is a good percentage from downtown. So plus his defense, and he's a good rebounder for his size. Gabe Cormier, though, oh boy, that was a nice move, but came up a little bit short. 12-11. Xavier Buckley, a little bit of a wild pass there. Morris not able to collect. Morris, a first-year guard out of Dundas, Ontario. Continuing our theme of young teams today. The Kings guys are a very young team. Only one fourth-year player, that's Merlin. Devon Glenn for 2 more. Boy, he's so fast. I look down at my sheets for a minute and I miss a basket. Devon Glenn, he's just that fast. The penalties of having only one announcer. O'Rourke catches it off that screen roll and gives it up. And Tyree Cooper, he's going to have an easy lay-in for 2 more. Pushes that lead back to 5. That's what the Crandall calling card is. Not that these guys can't score, but they are a tremendous defensive team. Getting all the way to the glass. Nice inside-out dribble move by Caleb Rennie, first-year player from Ajax, Ontario. Glenn going to use the screen. Not there to French. Now it is. They like to cut and screen off of this movement down to French. O'Rourke did a good job on him. Curtis with a good jump pass. Got it quickly to Glenn. Glenn not able to hit. Rebound down to Buckley. He's going to push. Xavier Buckley on the handoff to Rennie. Rennie bowls him over. And Coach Luke Stevenson does not agree with the call. Does not agree with the call at all, does Mr. Stevenson. He's happy with the move of Rennie. Rennie is a load, that's for sure. Barrel chest. When he gets downhill, he's going to be tough to stop. You better be prepared to put your body on the line to get in his way. Glenn. Cooper in the corner now. Swings all the way back to Glenn. He's going to use the screen of French. No, he rejects it at first. Now he uses it. Oh, wide open is Gabe Cormier again. Oh, pardon me, Mark Hoffer has subbed in. Couple of broad-shouldered dudes in Cormier and Hoffer. Get them confused at times. Mark, the Hillsborough man, with the rebound there. He's really turned himself into an effective offensive player as Hoffer. Added a consistent jumper, French. So good. You don't teach big guys to put that dribble, that collect dribble. You teach them to just go up, but French is so good at absorbing contact off of that collection dribble and finishing through it. So here's going to be a guy that you're going to see more often with Gautier on the sidelines as Merlin returns for the Blue Devils. Here's a guy you're going to see, and that's Dan Hawks. And he's shown himself to be an effective player. Maybe not consistently as effective as Gautier, which is why he doesn't get as many minutes when Gautier's around, but he's had some games where he's gotten hot from 3, and his defense and his rebounding are always solid. So this is, if they can get away with not losing too much going from Gautier to Hawks, that's going to be helpful. And that's a nice rebound. Oh, rimmed off, but playing a little volleyball in there. Jivan Jonde. and Sandreas Clayton, but they came away with nothing off multiple offensive boards. Little dribble handoff, no, a fake handoff. Cooper, and he finds, guess who? No, Gabe misses, but Hoffer collects the board and lays it in. Mark Hoffer bumps that lead back up 2 more. 23-13, it's up to double figures. And Crandall forces the King's College timeout. All right, fans, let's go to a little out-of-town scoreboard. Go to the out-of-town scoreboard a little bit, fans. I'm getting a note here, maybe my volume, maybe you can't hear me quite as clearly, so made a little adjustment there. So let me know if I'm more loud and clear now out there in listening land. Thanks very much, people, for listening. Mr. Gail Jeffrey listening and watching his son referee our game. One of the best in the biz is Spence. Love to see him in the gym reffing these games. We got a really good trio today. Some of the refs don't mind us using their names. Some of them do, so I tend to refrain from always saying everybody's names on the air, but I know Spence doesn't mind when I give him a hard time. Especially doesn't mind him when I'm giving him a compliment, which is rare. But I'm going to choose to, be honest this time and talk about his good qualities, including his refereeing. Speaking of the Jeffrey family, I'm looking forward personally to being in Sussex in 2 weeks' time for the Dairytown. Taking a little break from my college duties. And I appreciate Crandall and Mount A, who I call these games for, both giving me a little free pass there for a weekend here and there. I'm going to miss a couple of games here and there for both the teams to do the Dairytown Classic down there in Sussex in a couple weeks, which is a fantastic high school tournament. Oh, and a nice move coast to coast. That time goes Xavier Buckley, pardon me. Pardon me, Xavier. I know how you like your name pronounced. I just know some Zavs and some Xaviers. So it's got to get my brain turned on to do it the right way. Devon Glenn using a screen of Hofer, and Hofer finds Cooper all the way over the other side for 3. Rebounded in there by Caleb Rennie. Knocked away and a foul. Tyree Cooper's first. Looks like the third on the Chargers. 5 fouls gets you a trip to the line, so they're still safe. Curtis back in. Cooper taking a break. So it's Glenn and Hoffer, Cormier, Curtis, and Hawks, the 5 for your Chargers. Nice move again by Rennie, but Cormier doing a terrific job keeping him in front. So it's Rennie and Clayton and Buckley and John Day. There's a 3 by Rennie. Ooh, boy. Quick and pretty release from Rennie. Knocked it in. And, of course, Merlin, the 5th for King's College. The Blue Devils now got that lead down to 5, 23-18. Hawks. He's going to try to get it all the way over to Cormier, but too many hands in the way. Rennie on the handoff to Clayton, or Buckley, pardon me. Buckley crosses it over and gets it stolen. Hoffer saw that pass to Merlin come and stepped right in front. 7 seconds left. You're going to see a high screen here. A little horn set. Glenn, he's going to pop up for 3, and he makes it. Oh, at the buzzer, sweet as can be, Devon Glenn. I've seen him in here getting up shot after shot after shot. And it pays off and stuff like that in game situations against the clock. Got a lot of confidence That was a confident looking rise and fire, 26-18 as we go to the first quarter break. All right, so let's check a little out-of-town scoreboard, shall we here, fans, on ACAA TV? So, check and see what's going on in our second matchup. Let's see what we got. It is the Mount 32, UMBSJ 15 in our other game going on the girls' side with 7:46 left in the second quarter over there. That's an expected result with Mount St. Vincent playing so well on the women's side. Took a while for them to get nationally ranked for reasons passing understanding. Every other team around them in the standings has been nationally ranked here or there or everywhere as the season's gone on, but it took the Mount a while to get there for some reason, but they are up in that echelon now, and it's well deserved. So on the girls' side, UKC moved to 2-7 with their win over Crandall earlier today. Crandall 1-8 after winning their opening game. They've lost 7 in a row, so they're going to want to get off that schneid. But the Mounts won 5 in a row, looking to go to 6 with a win over UMBSJ today and potentially move 2 games ahead depending on Holland's trip to Mount Allison tomorrow, which I'll be on the call of. Looking forward to the first games in the new renovated McCormick Gymnasium on the Mount A campus tomorrow as the Blue Devils start the second quarter with a 3 from Zav Buckley. Xavier, my goodness. I'm going to get it, fans, I promise. He wants Xavier, he gets Xavier. Hoffer on the handoff. Glenn, he's going to pop another 3. He's feeling it. Side rims it, though. Run down in the corner, but knocked out. Looked to me like it was off of Curtis, but good hustle. Sometimes you work hard, it pays off. Paid off in a new possession here for Crandall. And Coach Stevenson's yelling, watch Glenn, and it's for good reason. They tend to run those elevator plays for handoffs to Glenn. Doesn't get it there. That's a difficult shot over the top of some good defense there from Yvonne Jonday. Didn't get through. And picked off there nicely by Gabe Cormier. Hawks, too, read that and got a hand on the first initial pass. Cormier finds Devon Glenn. Front rims it. Hawks got way up, but he swung that arm, and that's what got him called. I think he got mostly ball, but again, when you start 1-7, you want to try to nip that last playoff spot. And be a team that's tough to play against in a one-game situation by the time playoff time rolls around. Get an upset or 2, you find yourself in a league final, you never know what can happen. It's crazier things have happened. So the way these teams can reload at Christmas and get a little better, we'll get a taste of that tomorrow in Mount Allison when we get a load of Holland College, see what kind of differences they show since Christmas. You know they'll have added a couple of guys, and maybe girls, maybe on the girls' side too. They usually do. They usually reload at Christmas. French on the handoff, fakes it. Now gets it back to Gabe Cormier. The handoff now to Cooper. Cooper's going to go baseline a little bit. That's a tough runner, yeah, and he missed it. O'Rourke collects off to Merlin. Merlin on the run. Back into the game is Morris. Morris pops, misses, rebounded by French. So it's French, Hawks, Glenn, Cooper, and Cormier, the 5-4 Crandall U. Another three, another miss. Good rebound, good box out, pardon me, by O'Rourke. Keeping French off the glass. Knocked out of bounds by Cormier. Thought they had a double team on Morris. Looking for a turnover. He was able to protect it well enough to maintain possession, and his team's up 7 with 3:31 on the clock, second quarter. Little elevator play for Morris. He's going to try a long three. He doesn't need much space to get it off, and they're feeling confident are the Blue Devils now. Big road game for them against a nationally ranked team, and they're showing out. They're up 10. 1-7 team up 10, and now French. Might have been a little bit of an exaggeration, but he got the call. Sandreas Clayton. Gave him a little bit of an extra shot there, I think. French collects off the inbounds. Cormier, now he's going to set that down screen to Glenn. Wasn't there. Cormier finds Hawks, Hawks, nothing there. Now he goes back to French. Passed up a lot of open shots up there, but they gave up a good one to get a much better one. French took a shot on that wrist. He's flexing a little bit. His high and low fives, he's favoring that left hand. Give me 5 with the left, not the right. Protect that wrist a little bit. He's flexing it. No harm. Didn't see any effects on those free throws as he's 2 for 2. French comes in averaging about 13 a game. Almost 9 boards. Shooting 72% from the line. That percentage just went up. Cooper, he's going to pop that lefty 3 from the top. They've made almost everything in this second quarter, but French collects the miss. Crandall stuck 8, 39-31, 2:40, clock running. First half. Dave Cormier, not there. Over to Hawks. Hawks, back to French. French at the high post. He's going to look to spin on O'Rourke. Nice little two-man game to French. French tries to get it back out instead of taking it up, and now Merlin gets rejected by Devon Glenn. Whoo, boy. Merlin brought it in there. And Devon Glenn into Rennie. Rennie trying to work on Cormier in the corner. Cormier gets a steal, but Rennie strong enough to get it off, but that jumper was missed from John Day. Back comes Cormier. He hands it to Hawks. Cooper now with a two-man game with Glenn. Glenn using the screen of French, not there. They get it down to French now. Back to Glenn. Glenn's got a wide open three. He's going to pop it. Back rim, though. O'Rourke with another rebound. Double team in the backcourt. Able to get rid of it is John Day. Merlin, another quick release there, but it's short this time from Rennie. But Crandall not able to collect the rebound. Give on John Day it was. And now timeout, Kings. So Crandall here, stuck 8. Big game for them. Going to Stu tomorrow are these both the Crandall teams, obviously, to play doubleheader up there in Fredericton. So this is a big one. Well, they're all big ones, but this, you know, kind of an expected win against a 1-17 coming in here, albeit a, you know, not your regular 1-7 team. Competitive one who just had some additions, a good, nice little addition there at Christmas. So nobody you're taking for granted, certainly, but still a game you expect to win. And when the standings are tight like this, you don't want to give one away. So going to 4 losses drops you down with Mount A. Mount A at 3-4. Got a game in hand. And they're hosting Holland tomorrow in a massive game for Mount A. Not only their first game in their new gymnasium, but also facing the first place team, getting them in your own gym. Trying to even that record at 4-4 tomorrow, but Crandall trying to stage a comeback in this game. Stuck 8 here, but Kings out of the timeout turns it over right back to Crandall. Not what you want out of your timeout. World's most obvious statement from an announcer ever. French wanted it, didn't get it. Now he's going to go up and set a screen for Glenn. Glenn turns the corner, gets it to wide open Gabe Cormier. Strokes a 3, no. Glenn, though, skies for an offensive board. One of the best offensive rebounding guards in the league, if not the best, but he misses the turnaround. Back the other way comes Kings, up 8, 53 seconds, clock running. First half, Rennie now. He's calling for a screen from Rourke. Rejects it though, gets into the middle of the key. Little Euro step, and he's gonna go to the line for 2 free throws. Man, he is tough to contain. He's a tough customer with that. He's got some tight handles. He can stroke the 3. He's got that. He's got that football player's body that he doesn't mind being physical with. Rennie is going to be a handful as the years go on in this league. He's a rookie out of Ajax. And he makes both. The lead back to 10. 45 seconds left. Hawks back to Devon Glenn. They're going to want to score and a stop to end this half if they can get it. Mean a lot mentally going into the break. Glenn on the attack. Oh, pretty stuff from him, but he doesn't get it to go. Curtis, though, he's going to on the attack. He hands it right off, and he gets hit. Does Hawks. That's what you want out of Curtis. You're going to have to see a little bit more of that from him in the second half. He's been real quiet here in the first half as the reigning league all-star, Brent Curtis. So Hawks now. Perfect still on the year from the free throw line is Dan Hawks. 6 for 6 is Dan. Let's see if the announcer Jinx gets him. Does not. 7 for 7 on the year. Lead down to 8. Colby McIntosh checks back in for defensive purposes for French here. Probably non-injuring your wrist purposes and non-getting a foul purposes as well. But McIntosh very capable defensively. Oh, Curtis almost got a steal. Good help, excellent help from Hawks there on John Day not to get loose and Crandall. Stellar defensive possession here late. That was really heads up there from Hawks. He stepped in, went for the steal, almost got it to Curtis. Could have cost them, but Hawks realized it. Stepped in, and John Day didn't have an easy step to the hoop. Now 2.1 on the clock. They're going to have to force one, and they do, and it doesn't go. So Crandall gets the score and the stop they need to end the half, and they go in with a little bit of a momentum pickup. Down 8. We're down by as much as 10. So there's going to have to be a little bit more consistency at a scoring the ball here for the Crandall guys, just as we talked about with the Crandall girls going to the locker room here about an hour ago. So join us, fans, back here in about 14 and a half, won't you?
All right, fans, we're going to have a special presentation for honoring our cross-country team from earlier this season. At this point, we ask for all the cross-country members, athletes, and coaches make their way down to center court. Fans, we would like to share with everyone a snapshot of the season and highlights from cross-country this year. Late October, Crandall hosted the ACAA Cross-Country Championships, claiming both women's and men's banners. On the women's side, Mary Fillmore claimed the silver medal with a time of 25 minutes and 46 seconds. Isabella Abel claiming bronze at 26 minutes, 3 seconds. Riley Stanford placed 5th overall, and Hannah Rooney rounding out the team with a result of 12th place overall. On the men's side, claiming back-to-back titles, we have Sean Finnegan, successfully defending conference title, crossing the finish line first at the time of 30 minutes, 34 seconds. Caught on his heels, the silver medalist, William Ross, at 31 minutes and 5 seconds. And started scoring team with finish in place at 4 through 7. Jesse Sabin, Luke Blanchett, Daniel Hawks, and Jackson Culberson. And Matthew McGuire and Travis Taylor also ran as individuals, finishing 20th and 24th respectively.
And this is where you'll have a lot of your first year classes. Our small class sizes make it an awesome opportunity to have discussion in class with your professor as well as with the other students around you. Here at Crandall, you're more than just a number. With our student to faculty ratio of 13:1, you really have that one-on-one personal touch with your professors, and they care about each of the students and want to find ways to mentor them and help them reach their goals.
Student Services is our one-stop shop here at Crandall. If you have any doubts, this is the place to be. Here you can set up appointments with the finance, registrar, and student life staff. So if you have any questions, come visit. There are many services here at Crandall to help you succeed. One is the Student Success and Writing Center. Here you can find rentable laptops and tutoring sessions, as well as some study tools. We have a computer lab and IT support for any of your technology needs. We have an on-campus counselor here who offers subsidized counseling if you are ever in need. And of course, we have our student life staff who put in hard work to make sure you have the best possible university experience.
On top of the academic services offered here on campus, there are also many other ways to get involved which will enrich your Crandall experience. For example, the Student Center is a great central location where you can take a break, hang out with your friends, and just play some games.
Yeah, and there's something for everybody here, from theater productions to outdoor adventure trips.
To even the many banquets and events that the Crandall Student Association plans here on campus.
And we have so many opportunities to volunteer in our community as well.
We're now in the commons of Stultz Hall, which was built in 2011. Here you'll find Corey's Cafe, which is a great spot to hang out with friends in between classes and grab a coffee or a snack, or even to sit down and have a full meal. Down the hall, you'll find the bookstore, which is a great spot to get your Crandall gear as well as all of the books that you'll need for any of your courses. The Commons are a great place to study and hang out with your friends, but we also have a lot of other places designated for studying. We have study rooms that can be booked out at the Student Services. We have a reading room as well as the library, which has all of the sources that you'll need for any of your papers as well as more study rooms which can be booked. We also offer free lockers for any of our students, which is a great resource for all of our off-campus students.
At Crandall University, we offer a large array of competitive undergraduate programs in arts, business, science, and education.
We also offer many professional and graduate programs in education and management for international and domestic students.
And when you graduate from here, not only will you be prepared for your career, but you will also have gone through some transformational growth that will propel you forward in your life so that you can make a larger impact on the world.
Welcome to the Great Hall, which is located in our second academic building, Murray Hall. When entering this space, you can see the flags that hang from the ceiling that represent the home countries of each one of our students from across the world. Through the Great Hall, you'll find our cafeteria, which offers 3 meals a day. Each meal includes a daily special, a salad and sandwich bar, as well as a short order station. Across the way, you'll find Britton Auditorium, which is a large gathering space used for holding plays and concerts, as well as our chapel services, which are offered twice a week. In addition to this, we also offer mentoring groups which meet once a week to foster community and spiritual growth within the school.
At the bottom of Murray Hall, you'll find our athletic facilities, which includes our court, our locker rooms, and the fitness center. Athletics are an integral part of life here at Crandall. The Crandall Chargers compete in the ACAA and are known for their passion, determination, and sportsmanship. Nearly 20% of our students here are involved in athletics, and that means they get to train with an Olympic-certified nutritionist, strength and conditioning coaches, and massage and physiotherapists who assist them year-round with both sport-specific training and performance.
Across from Kroll Field is our 2 residence buildings, Mitten Court and Colburn House. Colburn House has a pod-style setting, which means that you would share a living space with 3 other rooms. Each wing also has a laundry room and a lounge area. The lounge areas have a TV, a sink, a mini fridge, and a microwave. The building also has 2 common lounge areas, one with a full kitchen as well as a study room. Resident assistants also live on each wing and are there to offer community and support for the students.
Mitten Court is home to our fully furnished apartments. There are options of 2, 3, or 4 bedrooms and 2 to 3 bathrooms. Along with being fully furnished, they include all appliances and even in-floor heating. Both buildings are keycard access only and are a short walk to the academic buildings. They both also have free laundry and parking, and there's tons of storage.
Thank you for joining us on our tour of Crandall University.
We look forward to seeing you next time in person.
Welcome back, fans, to the start of the second half of our second game of our doubleheader from Crandall University today on ACAA TV. I'm Dave Tingley, joining you from Moncton, New Brunswick. And a surprise a little bit in the first half of our second game here, our men's game, as the nationally ranked Crandall Chargers trail the 1-7 King's College Blue Devils 41-33, but it's a richly deserved lead here for the Blue Devils. Balanced scoring. Well, actually, the bench scoring's really been a big story here for King's College. Xavier Buckley, Josh Crocker, and Caleb Rennie combining for 19 of their 41. 7 each for Buckley and Rennie, 5 for Crocker on 2-for-2 shooting. Carson O'Rourke on his way to a double-double with 8 points and 5 boards. The leading scorer, Brendan Morris, was hot early. 10 points, 4 rebounds for him. Leading scorers for Crandall Chargers, Devon Glenn, 3 for 11 from the floor only, but 8 points, 3 assists, 2 steals for him. 6 points for James French and 5 each for Gabe Cormier, Mark Hoffer, and Dan Hawks. 4 points for Tyree Cooper rounds out the scoring for the Chargers. Brett Curtis, 0 for 3 from the floor, no points the first half for him. We got to see him a little bit in the second half, but that's a good start for your Chargers. James French skying to collect that board, laying it in. His 5th board of the game. Now to go with 8 points to lead the team as well. James French continuing in his strong year, but that'll be a key to this second half. Can Brett Curtis get going, get cooking a little bit here? He's had a couple slow starts to games, but then the answer has been yes to the question, can he get cooking a little bit? He's gotten cooking in some second halves, and that's going to, boy, they're going to pay for that most of the time, and they do. They didn't pay for it on the 3 from Morris, but Javon Jonday skies in there, collects and lays it in. So 43-36, 9:16 clock running third quarter. Cooper using that screen of French, getting all the way to the glass. French keeps it alive, but to no avail. Back comes Morris. He's going to pop another 3. Another second wild miss for him already in this quarter. He doesn't need much daylight. He's pretty confident, as you can see. Cormier with the hesitation move and a nice dime dropped to James French, who lays it in. Pretty stuff from Gabe Cormier. The happy feet on the baseline, dropping dimes. The handoff to Jonday. Jonday's not a threat to shoot from out there. The penetration doesn't go for Sandreas Clayton, though, but it's going to stay with the Devils. Coming out, quick sub, Morris. Quick hook. I don't think they liked his shot selection to start this quarter. I don't blame him. A couple ones were forced there. Xavier Buckley penetrates, knocked away from behind by Glenn. .14 left on the clock now. .43-38, the score. O'Rourke trying to carve out some space in there, can't do it. So Sandreas Clayton airballs a 3 short. Continuation as Crandall collects the board. Miscommunication there between Devon Glenn and Brett Curtis. One of those ones you just kind of wave off. Like, yeah, I should have been there. Just kind of one of those weird ones, but they pay for it. You want to get a stop at the other end. If you make a mistake like that, and Buckley is having himself a real strong game off the bench. Pushes that lead back to 7. French now coming to set a screen for Curtis. Curtis, nice move. And he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Just what you're looking for if you're Brett Curtis. Get yourself to the line. You're a 75% free throw shooter. Knock in 2. Get off the schneid here. Crooked numbers on the score sheet finally. But the first one rims out. Here comes the curse. There we go. On the scoreboard is Curtis. 45-39. 7:45 clock running third quarter. Wide open 3 for Jonday. I said he wasn't a threat to shoot out there, but he took that one. Didn't go. Only made one of his now 13 three-pointers on the season. As John Day. Cooper gets to the glass, and he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Crocker checks in for the Blue Devils, almost at his average already off his strong first half. Those only played 7 minutes, but 5 points in those 7 minutes, couple boards, good defense, real good minutes for him. 1 for 2 at the line for Cooper. 5-point game. Using the screen there is Merlin. Double teamed off it. He's got to get rid of it. He does. John Day finds a wide open Clayton. In and out for Clayton. Devon Glenn on the rebound. Buckley cuts him off. Uses the screen of French. Doesn't need it. Penetration there by Cormier. Soft touch. Sliding across the key. Not an easy shot. Right-handed, moving away from the hoop like that, but he got it to go, and it's down to 3. Little dribble handoff action out top. Cormier almost gets the steal. Now there is one. Cooper up ahead, and he's going to lay it in, but they're going to get. Thought he was going to get called for a travel there. I thought I heard a whistle, but no. And now John Day looks like is down. Pardon me, it's not John Day. I think it's Andreas Clayton, actually. Pardon me. Thought John Day was trailing the play, but he was up in front of the play. It's Clayton. Didn't see the shot that he took. I know there was a scramble there in that area. Ball got knocked away, and a bunch of hands and arms were swinging. He probably caught a stray a little bit in the scramble. He's popped up. He's probably got to shake it off a little bit, the shot that he took. And he's going to get subbed out. Morris is going to get another shot. Morris's decision-making hasn't been stellar in this third quarter so far as shot selection. We'll see if a little break to watch improves that a little bit. He's had himself a good year. He's our leading scorer. You know he's valuable, and he's not a huge turnover guy typically, so. And he shoots 35% from 3, so it's a good three-point percentage. You want him shooting those shots, not questioning himself. So he's got another shot here. Penetration there by Xavier Buckley, and then he follows it up, lays it in. 3-point game. Curtis using the screen. He wants that 3. It's going to be short. You can tell he pulled the string. He's not confident. He's got to shake it off and keep shooting it. That's the shot you want him to shoot. He's better standing still. He's better just catch and shoot. He definitely is, but he can shoot that off the bounce as well. Oh, and he beats him to the spot. Morris doesn't want to help getting up. He doesn't. I don't think he agrees with the call. It was a tight one. I'll give him that. Referee said Curtis beat him to the spot, and Curtis has a tendency. He has that skill in his bag defensively. He's a pretty good defensive player, but what he's really good at is exactly that. Moving his feet, beating the guy to the spot off the initial bounce. Glenn. Curtis back to Glenn. Curtis keeps moving. Gonna use the screen of French. French catches it. Doesn't like what he sees. Back to Glenn. Glenn on the penetration. He's gonna lay it in. Patient stuff from the Chargers there. James French is underrated on how his movement helps this team, I think. Look at that defense. Oh, great hustle by Merlin, keeping it alive. And then a great rebound on the weak side from Glenn, and he's going to push. He's got numbers, too, and he finds Cooper. Cooper, though, bothered nicely there by Crocker. And maintaining their lead. They haven't given the lead back yet. Have these Blue Devils, but another chance to take it back for the Chargers. Tyree Cooper. They're going to go to Curtis's side here. Using a screen from Curtis. Not there. Now they want to go to French and swing it. He didn't touch it. That should go back to Kings, and it does. Well done there by Jivan Jande. Had a couple of careless turnovers just on that swing. Have the Chargers. You love that conversation there up top between Curtis and Cooper, getting on the same page. Curtis drives, lost. Oh, Hoffer had a chance just to lay it up and in. Missed an easy one, but Cooper was there to collect, and now he's going to go to the line. And I think they got well, I think they gave him a warning. I was pausing to see if they gave Tyree Cooper a technical, but I think they were just asking him to stop the chatter a little bit. Good job there from the referee and squad. You want to make a tee a last resort. So if you can have just a conversation, telling them to, here's what I'm hearing, I don't want to hear any more. If I hear it again, you're going to get one. Set the rules, and if you hear it again, then not your fault. You gave him the heads up. I think that was what happened there. So well done, and well done from Cooper to get down to business and make the free throws. On a nice move. Does he get it to go? No, that would have been nice for Xavier Buckley. But boy, that was a nice little Euro step. Took the hit, played through it. Second-year player out of Halifax. Their third leading scorer at exactly 10 points a game. Pardon me, oh, excuse me, 9.9 points a game, excuse me. Only a 55% free throw shooter so far on the year. Gets that one to go. He's over his season scoring average already at this point off the bench. Had a terrific game. 2 for 2 at the line. That'll raise that free throw percentage up fast. And he hands out 5 assists a game. Oh, nice move inside by Gabe, but he gets it kind of knocked away. As he was going up, someone got a hand on it. That bothered him enough to cause the miss, but maintain possession. Oh, now a warning to the Kings bench, I think. So a couple warnings here, a little chatter that they don't like. Hoffer on the handoff to Glenn. Cormier, oh, way to split the defense, nicely done. Tyree Cooper faked the pass in the corner. Wasn't much of a fake, more of just like a head fake a little bit. A suggestion more than a fake. He's so quick, but man, he split that defense. Oh, a nice move by Rennie. Rennie lays it in with the left hand. That was pretty. And the lead back to Kings, 51-50, 3:32 clock running. Third quarter, Glenn probing, pull up, short. Hoffer, though, collects the rebound, back out to Cooper. Looking for a screen now with Hoffer, uses it. Back to Glenn. Glenn, the fake drive, missed the lay-in. And back to Kings, Rennie on the run, nice look. And a nicer finish. Woo! Brendan Morris, fancy. Off the feed from Rennie. The degree of difficulty was high on that one. Hawks now, new on the floor, using the screen from Hoffer. Oh, he had him. Nice kick save from Buckley. Andreas Clayton back in, that's a good sign. Shook off whatever shot he took earlier. And French returns. And French really has had a terrific year for Crandall. His scoring totals and his rebounding totals are definitely solid, but as Glenn, smooth as you like. Oh, buttery for Devon on the pull-up. But James really, defensively and off, he's just kind of the linchpin. He's been so good. And as that is pure, that's good shot selection for Brandon Morris off the feed. That's good stuff. That's the shot you want him to take if you're a Kings fan. 52-46, nice drop off. French, he spins. That's pretty. Cooper with the pretty feed, and French, the catch, the spin. Oh, and I think we had a little bit of this in the girls' game. The shot, the shove that was given in the girls' game was completely ridiculous and unnecessary. That one, I think, Hawks gave Rennie a shot, I think, because he felt like he caught a stray elbow that he didn't deserve. I think he thought someone was being a little too physical with him. O'Rourke. He had some space there, but sometimes under there it's almost too much space. You need to feel that body next to you to spin off of. Rennie with a long three that misses. Cooper skies for the board. Glenn's going to push. Glenn finds Hoffer. Hoffer goes baseline. Takes the contact. Doesn't finish, though. Buckley, on the rebound. And he's going to beat Hawks clean and lays it in. Nope. It's not going to count. The Kings crew disagrees with that. Thinks it should be a continuation. I thought it was fast speed, but it's such a tight call there in this level. In the NBA, that's not even a question. That's 2 points every time and one. But at this level, at FIFA level and college and high school, it's a different story. It's not as cut and dry. Knocked away, and French cleans it up. Cooper now on the push. Crandall has some numbers if they make the smart play. Cooper doesn't need help. Slides through and finishes with the right hand. That's a more difficult finish than it looks, fans, trust me. But Cooper got it all, and he knocked it away from Buckley. Buckley able to gather, though. Devon Glenn caused the turnover. Back to Crandall, and they've come all the way back again. They gave up the lead there a bit. Now that's back to a tie game as the fourth quarter approaches. 52 seconds, clock running, third quarter. Big game for these Crandall Chargers. Newly nationally ranked Crandall Chargers. Glenn, nice penetration and the step through and the finish and one. Woo-hoo, a little bit of everything from Devon Glenn there. The smooth catch beat him clean. Rennie came out to defend, had a little Euro step. Then he had to do a teardrop. Then he had to take the contact. He did it all. He's going to the line for a third point. And he gets it. Devon Glenn, 3 points the old-fashioned way. Pushes the lead to three. 59, 56, 34 seconds now. Clock running third quarter. French. That was he came down with it. French bottled that up. That's the little stuff I'm talking about. James has been really, really good this year. As a Mount A guy, I wanted to, in some depth of my being, wanted to maybe not have a good year, but also my hometown university team, Crandall Chargers, I wanted him to be good, and he's been very, very good. Really underrated. His numbers don't do him justice. He's about 12 and 9, which are good numbers, but not spectacular. But he's going to get a call for a foul on that one. But he's been super tough defensively. Like, he gets out and hedges and recovers real well. Got his hands on a lot defensively. His steal numbers are good. It's a lot of steals for a big guy. And offensively, he sets quality screens and moves to the right spot every time. They can depend on The guards can depend on him to do the right, make the right movement, get to the open space. He's so easy to play with. Knocked away by Cooper. He's got 2 seconds. He's got time. Doesn't go. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Crandall comes all the way back in this third quarter and grabs the lead, 59-56. It's a big quarter from the Chargers. It was looking pretty grim in the first, not as far as a win-loss thing. You know, that's the lead only really swelled out to 10 at its biggest for King, so this wasn't a dire situation as far as a win-loss perspective, really, but they certainly weren't playing well. And really, there hasn't been too much, although he's been much better. So he was much better in that third quarter was Brett Curtis, but still not a lot on the scoreboard, but his movement was good. And he was more of a threat moving offensively, so he's got to be a threat, but I mean, Crandall overcame that with just some solid play from Cooper and Glenn as far as putting points on the board, and then they took care of things defensively. So really their calling card is defense. I know probably, but what was it, 38-31 at the half, so that's a pretty high scoring third quarter for the Crandall Chargers. Almost doubled their score from the first half in that third quarter. But I don't think, if I'm Todd McKillop, I don't like giving up 18 points even in a quarter. I think he thinks his defense can be special, and that's stifling teams. That's holding teams to 14, 15 a quarter. You want to keep them stifled down in the 50s and 60s. You don't want them on pace for 70s and 80s. If you're the Crandall coaching staff, you feel like you got a special team on that end of the floor, and they think they're special on that end of the floor. So you want them to live up to that expectation that they have. So Kings College, though, still right in this game. One bad quarter doesn't a game make, and they are in things here. They've played well so far. Defensively, they got a lot to talk about after that third quarter, but they're scoring the ball well enough to win this game. Certainly he's played well enough as Xavier Buckley. Almost a turnover there, but finds its way back to Merlin. Merlin back rims a three, and Devon Glenn skies for that board. He gets up. He cleans the glass like no other guard in this league, does Devon Glenn. He was almost double figures last year per game. Cooper now, he's going to penetrate, leaves it for French. French can't spin it in, but he gets his own rebound, misses again, gets his rebound again. Stripped by Merlin. He wanted to foul. I didn't see one. I think it's just a frustration thing. Merlin, though, well defended by Hoffer, sliding over and cutting him off. Cormier finds Glenn. Glenn back to Cormier. He's got an open jump shot, and he drains it. Nothing but net from Gabe Cormier on the wing. The lead up to 5 now for Crandall. 8:45 clock running fourth quarter. O'Rourke. Oh, and it's wide open there for Sandreas Clayton, and he bangs it in. Back to 2. He might be more dangerous off the bounce than from 3, but you still can't leave him that wide open. You got to get a hand up anyway. Cooper all the way over to Cormier. Cormier going to try to penetrate. Using the screen now of French. That's going to be a tough shot. Doesn't go. Then Rourke. O'Rourke on that rebound. He's been solid on the boards all day. There's another 3. Doesn't go. French gets way up. Corrals that one. Kings was hunting for the lead back, but they didn't get it. Hoffer in the post and gets hit by Merlin. With 6 seconds left, that's a painful one. He's going to come out. Rennie back in, who's been really good today for Kings. Impressed by his game. Timeout Crandall. 7:45 left on the clock, fourth quarter, up 2. Coach Todd McKillop wants to chit-chat. And Coach has got 2 jobs now, as he is the head coach also of the brand new entry in the East Coast Basketball League from Moncton, the Motion, of which I am a proud general manager. Well, manager of business basketball operations, but that's a mouthful. We'll go with general manager. And we're proud to have Todd on the staff along with Greg Gould, and we're hoping to involve some more of the Crandall coaches potentially in that team as apprentice coaches or just game day coaches or whatever. Pretty proud of how that league's developing. And of course, we hope Crandall University is a member of the Motion family as well. We'll be meeting with them in the coming weeks to try to work out have Crandall be a practice facility and other things as well. Crandall's been generous to the previous pro teams, the Miracles and the Magic, in the previous league that was in town, and we're looking forward to being partners of them again. So exciting stuff for basketball happening in town, and they're going to get Hoffer on a push, and that's just unnecessary. Hoffer, listen, you love the way Hoffer plays, but every now and then there's kind of an unnecessary one like that. It comes from playing super tough and super hard, so you don't want to turn it off, but every now and then, and that, boys, is a pure jump shot. Morris gives Kings the lead back. Boy, he's dangerous from any spot on the floor with his feet set. And those are good shots. He took a couple questionable ones in this half and took a break to think about it, but his shot selection since he came back has been stellar. Hoffer back rims a 3. And the rebound to Clayton. And now Buckley running the show, but nicely done by Cormier. I don't think he sees him behind him, didn't matter. Brandon Morris tried to hide where he couldn't see him and swipe it away, but Cormier protected it and laid it in and gives Crandall the lead back, and now we're in a seesaw matchup here. Good pull up there by Buckley. Nice challenge, though. Xavier Buckley challenged by Hoffer, forced to miss. French doesn't want the 3. Hands it off to Cooper. Cooper back to French. Pretty stuff, but French misses the lay-in. Cooper, though, there to clean it up. In and out, though. Couple of easy ones missed there by Crandall. And now Kings can take the lead right back. Turning the corner there is Morris. Dribbled right into trouble, though. That wasn't a good decision. Took it up against 2 guys. That's not going to work against this Crandall D. You're going to get that ball taken away. Good gather there in the corner from Cormier. Cormier to French. French has got to take O'Rourke. Doesn't take him, though. That's when you start to talk about maybe he's too unselfish. That's got to be a one-on-one matchup from the foul line against O'Rourke. That's got to be a basket for you every time if you're James French. Glenn. Wanted Sandreas to take him, didn't oblige. That's going to be a distance 3. Didn't go. Air ball there from Buckley. Now the Chargers have a chance to. They've gotten this lead up to 1. They've gotten this lead back a couple times, but it stayed at 1 and not gotten any bigger here in the second half. Nice cut from Hoffer, and he lays it in. And he's going to get a chance to go to the line. The hoop and a little violence there from Kings. Going to the line is Hoffer. Another old-fashioned three-point play in the making here, and this will feel like a 20-point lead at this point. The biggest lead they've had in a while here. If Hoffer gets this one to go. 65-62 as it stands right now, almost exactly 5 minutes left. First time in a while I haven't seen Hoffer get anybody with that practice free throw of his. as Curtis comes back in for Hoffer. Clayton now. Dribble handoff action. Morris. Rennie. Oh, Rennie almost gets it taken away. Maintains possession, but boy, that was almost bad, super bad luck because Morris came up short in that three. Good decision there by Glenn not to attack there. Back out to Cooper. Cooper, he's going to use the screen of French. Good decision to Curtis. Thought that was Drano. That looked good from the side, but side rim still a good shot from Brett Curtis. Oh boy, hand down, man down almost there, but no. Rennie confidently stroked that one. In and out though, still a 4-point lead. Cooper on the attack. Almost gets it to go. Oh, when he pulls up lane a little bit. Holding that hamstring area a little bit behind his knee. Looks like he wants to stay. Looks like he's all right. Maybe he'll walk it off there in between free throws. First one goes. Second one rolls in. Looks like he's all right. Moving fine. Clayton penetrates, but knocked away. Well done. John Day wasn't able to come up with it. Good decisions again from Crandall. Swung all the way back to Glenn. Didn't force anything. Using the screen. Pulls up on John Day. Doesn't go. Rebound there by Clayton. Chance to bring it back a little bit. Clayton's going to step into a three, and he nails it. Pure from Sandreas. Clayton brings that lead down to 3. 3:20 clock running fourth quarter. Glenn now wants to use the screen. Rejects it initially. Curtis is going to try another three. It's pure. Off the schneid is Brett Curtis, and that meant a lot to him. You can tell. Shoot or shoot. Shoot till you make, shoot till you miss. Hasn't made one all afternoon. Doesn't matter. Shoot or shoot. Shoot till you make, shoot till you miss.
Next one's going in.
Next one's always going in. My partner, Dave Bailey, up here in the stands with me, enjoying this afternoon of basketball. And this has been an entertaining one. Kings has played very well. But this Crandall D, sooner or later, if you let them hang around, they're going to start causing you problems. They've gotten some threes to go, have the Blue Devils. That's for sure, but not consistently enough to maintain this lead. And Crandall's kind of found their stride offensively in this second half. 40 points so far in the second half after 31 total in the first. And that's what they want to keep. They want to keep you in the 60s. Does Crandall if they can, 50s and 60s, which is rare nowadays. There's a lot of games in this league played in the 90s and the 100s. So if you're playing, this is kind of a different style that Crandall plays. They can score with you, but they'd much rather keep you frustrated down in this kind of range. Gabe Cormier is locking them down right now. They have to go to option B and C, and they're not going to get there. John Day turns it over. That's the Crandall D they're used to. Devon Glenn, undresses them, doesn't get it to go. Ooh. Like Billy Packer said, left the lingerie on the deck on that one. An ankle breaker from Devon Glenn. That would have been highlight of the night if it had gone. He's going to get 2 free throws. These are big ones. An 8-point lead at this point. The way they've stifled Kings here in the second half. 27 so far in the second half for Kings. This has got to feel like a much bigger lead than 8 if you're a Kings fan right now. Oh, that's a nice move though. But again, even when you get past that first layer of defense, they do such a good job challenging that shot at the rim. And that's a technical foul on Luke Stevenson. He was adamant. He felt that there was a, now I didn't see it from this angle. And it's a weird timing to take a technical. It's a weird timing. And Glenn, I know probably Luke will come back and watch this and go, yeah, I probably should have taken it then if I'm him. But listen, I know he's felt he hasn't gotten the better end of the whistle today, and I can kind of see why. That one I didn't see it. It's definitely possible that he was hit. But the timing of it, I don't know if you want to take a tee at this point. Curtis, oh, short on that one. Cormier, though, not able to secure that rebound was Kings, and now they can run 10 additional seconds. French collects. Oh, boy, that was close. Cooper, though, nifty behind the back. Gets it to Cormier. Cormier doesn't lay it in with the left hand, but Crandall again comes away with it. Devon Glenn controls it. And that was smart of Devon. He didn't grab it with two hands around the midcourt stripe. He just kind of knocked it with one. That way it wasn't his full possession. They couldn't call it back over. Cooper finds a wide open Glenn in the corner. No, rims off. But still a 9-point lead. They took a lot of time off the clock in their end. Oh, and a three rolls in for Sandreas Clayton. Confident stroke from him down to 6. They won't go away, will these Devils? Oh, nice hezzy and finish for Glenn. Woo, the blow by, clean from Devon, and he's been terrific in the second half as Devon Glenn, the all-star. Merlin goes across the lane. And again, Coach Stevenson thinks there was contact there. That looked like a clean block to me from Gabe coming across with the help. I think it's an accumulation of things, though, for Coach Stevenson. I really think if he had felt like he'd gotten the good whistle for most of the game, he probably doesn't throw his hands up in the air for that, expecting a foul. But he just feels like he's gotten the short end of the stick today so far. Cormier can't finish through contact there. Back comes Kings. That's a big one. No, he's not able to get that one to go. Is Clayton, and it remains stuck 8. Now it's going to be difficult for Kings. And I think this is the point at which you might want to, I think you got a foul here, but they're not getting up. Are they not going to foul? Apparently not. Apparently not. A curious decision, but I would have thought they would give themselves a shot, but no. And Devon Glenn salts it away with the finish in the middle of the key, pushing it to 10. Spencer Jeffrey is not that easily offended by a player throwing the ball in his direction. I think he realized that wasn't anything intended by Kings to be insulting in any way. So that's a curious decision for me. 35 seconds on the clock, down 8, you don't foul. So I'm not sure what the reasoning was on that one, but they are now stuck 10 with 16 seconds on the clock, and it's pretty much over. So it's going to be a big win for Crandall. Move to 6-3. Going into Fredericton tomorrow to play the Stu Tommies, who've struggled a little bit more than expected. Still at 5-3 and tied presently with Crandall. Crandall about to go to 6-3 here, but definitely not playing to the caliber they expected to, I don't think. Doesn't mean they're not going to be a juggernaut here in the second half, though. So Crandall, I know, going up to Stu expecting a real difficult game, and they're going to get one. I know, up there in Tommyland. You always do. So the girls tomorrow at 1, the guys at 3. Watch on ACAA TV, and that's going to be a charge. That's 2. Brett hasn't shot the ball well tonight. But that's his second charge he's taken right on the numbers. Hasn't affected his defense. You got to love it. The man from Harvey. He's going to have better shooting days. But he's brought it at the other end, too. And now Tyree Cooper's going to dribble out a 10-point victory for Crandall. 78-68. Moving up to 6-3. Moving on to Fredericton tomorrow to face the Tommies in a big one. Join us on ACAA TV tomorrow. Watch the Crandall games up in Fredericton, and you switch back and forth to listen to me from the new Mount A gym in Sackville as well. You do some switching back and forth, fans, but you make sure you take in some AAA games tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Dave Tingley. We'll talk to you later.